Hello and welcome to the APMA podcast. I'm here with a full team. Dan and Jordan. Let's go. We are a bit late. We are a bit late because we've been talking. This is the first time we've seen each other on a screen. Not been obviously we've been chatting to each other often, like on WhatsApp, but the first time we've actually seen each other since the Euros.
That's mad.
No, it
All of us.
hasn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while.
It's crazy.
It's
No
been months.
way. No way. Oh my god.
I'm
That's
just checking
insane.
to see when was the last
Bleached
time.
out.
Yeah, the APMA catch up, which was July the 4th.
No fucking
Was the
way.
last time we were all together.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's
There you
months, isn't
go.
it? Literally.
Yeah.
It is literally months.
Jesus. Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't come home. It didn't.
It did.
But
No,
there
it
we
was
go.
close though. It was
It was
close.
very close.
We got to
We
the
all
final.
yeah,
Closer
I mean,
than it should
just
have been.
fucking just
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I can't sit here and say that Spain didn't deserve to win that, but you know what I mean? It would have been nice for it to come home. But
Yeah.
Gareth's gone now, so maybe we might get a bit more exciting football. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they are doing all right, aren't they? They're fucking smashing the recent games. Bit of
League
Grealish
master.
back in the mixer as well, which I like.
Yeah.
Straight back in.
Yeah, mate.
No fucking around.
Kane's on fire in it at the minute as well. So I mean, don't know how
yeah.
long that lasts, but
I mean, yeah, I think Kane scored like basically a hat trick from the penalty spot the other night.
yeah. I think he scored like in his last 3 games. I think he's had like 9.9 out of 10, 9.8 out of 10, and then I think he got a high rating for England as well.
Jesus.
So yeah,
Well,
he's absolutely tanked it.
He's got to be aiming for that all time, like
Yeah.
goal score.
Yeah. Do you know though, if it comes round to it, he'll just play shit in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's like,
Yeah.
he's still got that classic Tottenham fucking mentality where he just doesn't perform where it counts.
You can take the player out of Tottenham, but you can't take the Tottenham out of the player.
No.
That's it. Any Tottenham fans do apologise.
No, sorry.
Sorry,
But,
do you know what I mean?
you
Big
know,
Ange, Ange Ball, or whatever you fucking call it. You're playing now.
Yeah.
Nice to see some people in the chat, some familiars. Bobby, thank you for joining. Ashton Mitchell, a well-known. He's been in him many times before. Auto Gaddy, I've not recognised that name before, but hello, welcome if you're new. Today is going to be an episode where, to be honest, as it's been like 2 months or 3 months since we've seen each other, it's going to be a mix of like just catching up and talking vaguely about the story that I got just to fill in the gaps, I guess. But I know, Dan, you've been on holiday. We talked about it briefly before we came live. How did you find Turkey?
Yeah, Turkey was good. But ridiculously hot. Like, I don't know what's going on with the sun over there, but it was insane. It's the hottest place I've ever been to. And I've been to some hot places. I remember in Australia it was like 40s, and it was the same.
Hotter than Australia?
It was, yeah, on this holiday. Yeah, it was mental. Like it was like up there. I was just like sweating constantly. Like they were saying they had 40s. Yeah, it was mad. Like good. It's like say it's good, but I mean, usually I do factor 50 for like a couple of days, first 2 days or whatever, and then you tailor off to like the 30. And I think we did it for like 4 days, and then we had one day. I was like, I'll put the 30 on, just burn straight away. It just come off. So it was like straight back. So we had to go and buy some more 50. It was yeah, I spoke to other friends who'd gone as well, and they were like, "Oh, we couldn't." They were like, "You couldn't even go out. You couldn't even walk on the sand." But I mean, like I say, third world problems. It's like first world problems. It's a holiday, so finding about the heat is a British thing to do in it. But yeah, it was lovely. It was the place Side or CD or whatever it's called. I don't know how you pronounce it. It looks like it's Side, but it's pronounced different, I think. And so that was all old ruins and stuff. So that was really cool, and the old town was really nice. Hotel was yeah, not the best in the world. I think we rocked up and there's like a 12-year-old girl at the front smoking, so we were like, oh my god.
Wow.
That's it. Get the
Which
tobacco.
when I first saw it, I was like, what? Where the fuck are we? But I think she was just like, she just kind of ran away from her parents for like an hour or so.
There.
So it wasn't that bad actually. In the morning, it was fine. But yeah, the food was shit. But apart from that, it was good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
But we knew, as I say, because going away with kids in the summer holidays, you pay so much more money. So
Yeah.
it was either pay loads of money for like a bog standard experience, or just come down the lower end and then just spend the money in the evenings like eating out, which we prefer to do. So that's what we did.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
not only just the accommodation, but the flights during school holidays.
Oh
Really
mate, it's mental. Yeah, we got like all inclusive, but it's the worst. I mean, the drinks. I mean, admittedly, you get to some places you can only have like the local drinks. If it's not the best. So like we kind of expected that, but even that you can you could only have two types of local drinks, and it was their own vodka or their own gin, and that was it. That's all you could have.
wow.
On like Pepsi and all that, all the the soft drinks. But I mean, I don't drink vodka anyway, and the gin was awful. So one beer on tap, which was all right, not too bad. After the first couple of days, it wasn't the best.
Yeah, Turkey not really known for its gin or
No,
any
or
drink really.
gin or
Does
vodka, yeah.
it? It doesn't
Oh,
scream all inclusive if you can only pick from 2 alcohol.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, mate, it was it was a funny all inclusive experience. But it was all right. Like I say, kind of expected when it's tricky when you go on the holidays. It's like, I kind of begrudge it because it's just supply and demand. But it's like you would pay, say, 6-7 grand for a 2 grand holiday.
Yeah.
And it's like if you go out of season, on other trips when we've been away at Christmas and stuff, you can spend that money and actually get, it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
But obviously they just, it's just a bit weird. So it's what do you do? It's only because our other child now, she's older, she's gone to like big school, that we can't take her out of school. So we used to take them out of school for a couple of days. But
Yeah.
once they're like go to big school, you can't do that.
No, you
So
get fined, don't you?
yeah, get fined and stuff. And also it's not just a fine, it's the like they're well hot on the attendance at like a new school and stuff. So you get they make it a real big deal if you need doctor's appointments and all sorts. Like if you, I mean, when I was at school, it was you just literally did a note that you pretended was from your mum,
Yeah.
signed at the bottom.
Well, my school was at the time it was pretty shit. It's now ironically one of the better ones in the area. But they didn't give a fuck. Like I literally turned up at the school gates and walked away from the school and just bunked for the entire day. No one checked. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't this child has not turned up to school. It was like,
yeah.
oh, this person's not here today. They'll be here tomorrow, maybe. And that was
And
it.
and back in the day as well, like I don't know about when you guys were at school, but obviously, it was just a register. So like sometimes, depending who was taking the register, like one of our teachers, form teachers, was like an alky. So you could just get your mate to go, you just say yes, like here, and
Yeah.
you wouldn't even look up. You just go through, and we know he was an alky because he had the classroom at the top, and he had this door cupboard, and he always used to go in, and we were always like, "What's he doing in there?" And then once when he went out to go and get something, my mate ran in there, and he found a bottle of drink in there, which was hilarious.
Yeah, I had similar sort of situation with a teacher at one of my schools where he caught a glimpse of this cupboard that every now and again he'd go to, and it'd just be like blatantly bottles of whiskey in there.
Yeah,
And
little
it's like, "Ah, okay, this is the
stress
quality of the
stress of teachers.
The teachers that we got here. No wonder the grades are so good.
I
Yeah.
had a history teacher, Mr. Talbot. He was like 75, right? And your homework would come back reeking of weed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Yeah, but yeah.
it may as like your paper may as well have been a blunt. It was insane. It's just
It's
it
funny,
was,
isn't
Well,
it,
it
what you
was
remember? Like we had this teacher
yeah.
called Mr. Deakin, and he used to have obviously it started life as a white shirt, but he had this like yellow shirt that he just wore all the time. This like old, just it had gone yellow through the wash or whatever. But
Oh,
he also like he always had mad sweaty pits. So like if you were doing a technology project, he'd like lean over you and he'd have this stinking yellow shirt with like big sweat patches and like all you and like everyone's your mates would just be laughing as he's like looking over and pointing, or they're like, oh, you wind your mate up and go, oh, can you just help him with this, sir? And he needs help with that. And he's like, what do you need to do? Yeah, just stinking. Yeah,
oh, that's
funny.
rank.
that is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it was awful. I mean, like, yeah, I don't. All I remember, like, stinking Deacon. He was just, yeah, but all the time, it's like as if no one ever told him.
Fuck's
No,
sake.
that is just spot on. Like everyone realizes there's a problem. No one
Yeah,
tells. Just lets it happen.
I
I think
don't
the
remember. Now obviously teachers and that you have to go to uni and it's like career and stuff. Like I swear, back in my day at school, like some of those teachers definitely didn't go to uni. Uh, I don't know where they got them from, but I'm sure, like, when I was at school, bloody 30 odd years ago, I'm sure you could just literally, yeah, you just join up, do an
Yeah.
apprenticeship or something.
yeah.
Yeah. They just take you on.
I mean, I think there's several. Again, my school wasn't great when I was in it, but there's several like rotations of supply teachers that would always be in the school, and I feel like they were purposely given the classes that were like just basically doomed.
Yeah,
Um, just cycle round the same subjects with the same classes, and you could just tell the ones that had lost hope before they even entered the
yeah,
class to
just
teach. You
literally just
see them
roll the
walk through.
telly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're walking with like a full stack of like papers for us to read from. And it's like no one's going to do that, and they knew it. They just like literally putting them
Yeah,
down, just going, "You're not going to read that. You're not going to read that. I'm just going to waste my life in this school."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the wildest thing I've ever seen happen to a teacher when I was at school. I won't name the teacher because it's fairly embarrassing. Um, a student had somehow found them on a online dating website,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah, and they had to put like their sort of what they
Oh, I
liked.
know about this.
Yeah, and this particular teacher liked like thunderstorms, candlelight, like lighting by candlelight and all that sort of stuff. And I would say like every day for a week, there was a particular student who would just come in and basically print off all the information that was on this teacher's dating profile and just post it around the
Oh,
school.
amazing.
Um, absolutely, just you cannot get a deeper cut than that because it's
Yeah. Well,
such
but
a
wasn't he like sexually like his kink was thunderstorms? Is that right? Or
yes,
have I made that up?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That was
So it
part of
wasn't
his
just
turn
like he
on.
likes them, it's like it gets him
Yeah,
going.
yeah. So
And
Jesus.
then that's
I mean,
fucking plastered all around the school.
that's niche, isn't it?
I
Is
pretty
it?
he wasn't like he was
I
a
think
pretty senior teacher as well, so it wasn't like he was one of these like newcomers, or supply teacher. He's fairly like high up in the food chain.
Yeah. Don't want to be at school on a thundery day, do you? With him
no, he can't be
arousing about.
trusted.
Yeah, just knocking over the
Fucking hell.
table when he's turning around.
Yeah.
Oh dear, gosh,
Ashton
school
said
days.
some of the sub teachers at my school were basically in hell. About four of the regulars quit because of my year. Yeah, with sub teachers, like I think you just got to accept you're never going to teach a child. you
No.
know. And I've heard sub teachers went, one or two ways. They either tried to control a class and just got absolutely destroyed,
Yeah.
or they just accepted it and like just not fucked around, but like just didn't take anything seriously, and then were lauded by the students.
That's it.
Yeah,
You could
yeah,
you
that's
could become God in that classroom,
Yeah, just by
accepting what was happening.
yeah.
yeah,
Just roll the
exactly,
telly out, get that telly, put a
exactly,
DVD
100%.
on,
Yeah,
and then you're sorted. Like
bosh.
literally, don't come in like because it was almost an unwritten rule on it. Like you have to make the sub teacher cry.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
was literally
You-
about to say that we did make a sub teacher cry, and that was
yeah,
probably
if
as a class our highest achievement.
yeah.
yeah, if they're just like when they come in, it's like either make them cry or they're saying and just let you watch a video. I don't know
Yeah,
what it's like now. I
definitely.
don't know if that's probably not the culture now. But,
I don't know. They're really well paid though, I think.
oh, sub,
I
yeah,
think,
I mean, they'd have to be.
yeah. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm sure I heard once through the grapevine, not when I was at school. I mean, like after some substitute teachers, and obviously they can only work like 5 hours of the day or 6 hours because of like the classes. But they're on like £35 an hour,
Are they?
like
Yeah,
per class.
yeah,
pretty decent.
I mean, I'd fucking go in there and wheel a TV in for £35
yeah.
an
Oh,
hour.
mate, yeah, you'd just be their hero, wouldn't you? You probably won't last
Yeah.
long if people reporting you, but to the kids,
Yeah.
you'd be an
Yeah.
absolute legend.
But substitute teachers, they can bounce around schools, can't they? They go from
Yeah,
school to school, and
just be a proper free floater.
yeah,
Just bounce around all the schools.
yeah. But then there would be like, I remember there was a teacher, because you get some substitute teachers that were like, just teachers that couldn't get a permanent placement in a school, and then there was others that were like semi-retired teachers. And I
Yeah.
remember there was one guy in middle school called. Can't remember his name, but he was a fucking evil bastard, man. Like, he's obviously from a different time where he was probably disgusted that he couldn't beat a child to an inch of their life with a stick anymore. But like, if you spoke out of time, he'd get you in at break time doing lines and shit. He'd scream at you. And one of the wildest fucking things ever was if he was taking a class, right? Um, and he had to leave the room, he would put down a voice recorder and then come back, listen to the voice recorder, and if he heard
What?
anything, the entire class would have to stay in at break time.
Oh
Jeez.
my
It's
god,
like, you're a fucking lunatic, mate.
that's
Why are you
freaky,
allowed
isn't it?
in it?
Well, that's
That's like you're a fucking psychopath.
Imagine at home what's going
In
on.
it,
It's probably
Mr.
like
Carver. That was it,
it's
Mr.
probably like
Carver.
Mr. Carver gets 20 years in jail for
In it,
abuse. Imagine his kids.
in it.
You're like, right, the voice recorder's coming out.
Yeah,
I might try
fucking
that with mine. Keep them quiet.
just
it.
yeah,
They
yeah.
would- yeah, it'd just be noise all the way through.
Yeah, it's just being strict for the sake of being strict. It's like, shut up, you twat.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
Were people actually quiet when he did it?
people were everyone was
Uh,
terrified of him. Yeah, like because he was just like, we were like, it's year 4 to year 7 when I was in middle school, so you're like between
yeah, you young
7 and 12. And
God,
he's got
yeah,
this old man just fucking screaming at you, like
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah,
Psycho.
absolute psycho, massively.
I'm
Wouldn't
trying to
learn
think
their children.
if there was any teacher that was that way throughout
I,
my
d-
school years.
looking back now, it's just so obvious when when teachers lose their rag over fuck all. It's like, all right. In hindsight, now as an adult, it's like, right. So you're either hungover, you're either like got some like something seriously on your mind, like debts or so, or like you've had an argument with your wife. It's just something's going on in your life, and you're
Yeah,
coming in and taking out on the kids. Like
yeah,
a child, not finishing his homework, it has not given you the grounds to flip your fucking lid.
yeah,
You were wired up and ready to blow before this.
yeah.
Clearly, you know. Yeah, it's just like, oh man, it's mad. It's
Yeah,
fucking
I
mad.
I remember when I had to do lines at school, and my school you do have to clarify that they were writing of lines, not doing Ketamine or anything. Um, it had a bit of a reputation for drugs, my school at the time. But I think it was my French teacher, and shit, I can't even remember her name. I think it was something Miss Rubery Doyle or something like that. She was there very autocratic, like she was strict, and I can't remember what I said, but I kept disrupting the lesson, and I got made to write out lines in my French book, which was entirely empty because I didn't give a fuck about French. Sorry if you're a connoisseur of the French language. But yeah, I just literally every lesson was just like, don't give a fuck for 2 years because you had to do it for 2 years until you could choose your options and then it could be
Oh, yeah,
dropped.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I honestly saw French and Spanish as just piss around
I was the
lessons.
same,
Um,
but it was French and
so
German.
French and German.
Yeah.
See, I feel like I would have picked up a little bit more from German just because I feel like Germans say stuff funny,
Yeah.
unnecessarily long as well.
Mm.
So maybe it
And it all
might be
sounds
better for me.
abusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. It's some very questionable figures at my school, teacher wise. There was a teacher called Mr. Hallam who wore a trench coat. That's
No.
already red flags, but he probably turned up to the interview with a trench coat on. My school, being the way it was, went decent. We'll get him cheap. He's obviously got some shady history that we can leverage. But yeah, he was a right sort. I tell you, he played ultimate frisbee, so that's another red
Nice.
flag to me for me. He every time he talk about ultimate frisbee, he was a French teacher, and it's far, I don't know the exact allegations, but there were some allegations against him
God.
uh, from the time at the school. So that's the sort of place that I was being educated at. So yeah, the fact that I came out of that school without any stab wounds or a major drug addiction, I would
It's
say is as good as another GCSE.
That's
100%.
it.
I'm taking that. But yeah, not the best school
Definitely.
in the world.
No, but like you say, it is now. It's mad because
It's
yours,
that is
that
happened.
was my rival. Your school was my rival school, and we were the
Yeah,
best in Norfolk. And now, um, yours is the top, and mine's the bottom. It's
there you
mad.
go. It's crazy
Um,
because every time, like Oriole was what it was called, my
yeah,
old school, they modernized it and added stuff to it just before I fucked off.
yeah,
And the same thing happened at East Norfolk. We were in classes together. Most of
yeah.
our classes were
We were
in
in the
mobile
mobiles. Yeah,
classrooms.
outside.
yeah,
They
yeah.
had
I
a
remember them.
dedicated wing for sports
Yeah,
science. You're like,
as we left, they literally
yeah,
built a building.
yeah,
There's a
We
meme
that,
about
had
that,
right.
isn't there?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like when you leave school and it's just like all the building work is up and they just build
It's
loads of
mad,
cool
mate.
facilities.
it's a bastard.
It was like winter. Yeah, it
Oh,
was freezing in this mobile, and there was a leak, and the leak was dripping onto an electrical socket, right? And the fucking handyman guy, the janitor dude, just come in, put blue paper towel on it, and fucked off.
Yeah.
There's a classroom full of kids for like, or Tina, whatever, fucking 16, for the rest of the day. And it was just like, we're probably gonna die.
They were always dubious. Like the handymen, they're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
they're always a bit dodgy.
bit bit dodgy.
Always. I mean,
bit
yeah,
handy in the wrong places. You know what I mean?
there's that famous case which doesn't help.
Oh God, yeah, fucking
But
Ian
yeah,
Mugler,
they
Jesus,
even before that, I feel like they had a bit of a rep.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, definitely,
that was
it's
crazy
mad,
though. I do remember that now you mentioned it. It's
yeah,
like, don't worry, we'll get our finest on it. He just turns up with some paper towels.
yeah,
Yeah,
still
I don't really know if
dripping.
that's going to
Ah,
cut the.
that'll absorb.
yeah,
Okay, cool, man,
right.
Great.
that's sick.
That's
Yeah,
great knowledge.
there's lots of people commenting. Um,
Pick
Also,
one out.
Gaddy said we had an old woodwork teacher who would tell us he's building a plane in his garage, and then he just randomly stopped coming to work one day. I wonder what he's up to now. He must just flew away.
Flew
Um,
wooden plane.
yeah. Um,
I hope it was a
where's the
successful
one?
one.
I just read one about. Oh, here you go. Gary Jones says, I had a teacher who was a complete prick, and his last name was Badman or Badman. Anyway, long story short, he was bad. He was a bad man because he was found out as a pedo. There we go.
There you
Oh
go.
dear.
It writes itself.
It's
It really
that
does.
was fulfilled the prophecy there. Jesus Christ. What we got? When I was at school, we had a supply teacher who looked like Rose West. We
Oh
called her
God.
Rose, but she never really knew why. Pretty
Oh,
young
that's
looking back on it.
kids are brutal. Like at
Oh,
school,
they're savage.
it's so brutal, and just again, it like you said, it's straight to the core. Like that thing
Yeah,
called like she'd have been thinking, why do they keep calling me Rose? Like
yeah.
when she figured that out.
Oh man, it's fucking brutal, isn't it? It's like if you ever
It's
had a rumor go around at school, it's like it's game
oh,
over, man. It's
Oh
fucking
mate,
game
yeah,
over.
she ain't
Jesus.
coming back.
No, definitely not. Um, yeah,
It's still the
yeah.
same now,
There's
I think.
It's probably
yeah,
worse
it's
now
probably
with like
worse. Yeah,
social
man.
media and stuff in it because
Fuck
the
that.
stuff can probably travel so quick
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
and like
definitely.
everything's recorded and yeah.
I mean, on the other hand, though, you are well, I can't say every school, but a lot of the schools that I hear about, they pander to a lot of kids just obviously going through stuff. Like, I don't know if I think you might have told me with Maya Jordan when the kid who thinks they're a cat.
Yeah, there's an individual um at a college nearby that identifies as a cat, and so now there are litter trays
No,
and cat
no,
bowls in the
no,
corridors and shit. Yeah,
no way. At
yeah,
college,
at a
fuck,
college.
fuck
College.
that.
Yeah,
No, that is.
yeah.
I don't care who I offend. Fuck them. Like because if I identify as a fucking elephant and say I don't know, I want fucking a big. I want trees put. I want trees put
What?
up, or like, oh, I don't know. What else could I identify as that would make it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
If you
Like,
identified as a squirrel and they had to like
yeah, I want nuts.
stock nuts for you.
I want fucking nuts, and I want stuff to climb up.
Yeah,
Or like as I don't, just I'm trying to think of other animals that
Just
would make
picturing Dan demanding shit in class,
yeah.
like, I want nuts. Give them to
Like
me now.
it's a fucking slippery slope that
it
is.
is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
rather than do that, just go right. Okay, let's get some counselling for this person.
yeah, yeah.
Um, let's see what the underlying problem is, rather than going, oh, okay, yeah. Well,
You're a cat.
you're a cat.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Look, okay. If you want to answer the register with a meow,
Yeah.
we'll let it slip. But the litter tray, it's just too much
Taking a
money on
shit.
cat sand. You know?
And the
Yeah.
thing, like,
Crazy.
if they're gonna do a literature, it's like, well, you better fucking use it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You better if you're
Yeah.
gonna you better go in the corner and pull your pants down and shit in it if you're gonna because that's what a normal cat wouldn't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you
But
reckon, like, I just got a picture of this kid, like, not being able to squat down a piss, so they have to stand up as a regular human, just
well,
pose as a cat.
I mean, the issue, I think one of the issues from what I've been told by someone that works at the college is in order for this person to have a shit, they'd have to take their tail out first.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh,
But
So
so
they
there you
wear a
go.
tail.
Yes.
that, yeah,
Button,
suppository.
yeah,
Yeah,
a butt inserted tail.
a butt plug.
My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I'm just fucking really old, but
No, I
that's
don't
No,
get
you're
it.
not.
mental.
I don't get it.
That is mental that that's happening and just
Yeah.
everyone's okay with that. Like,
Well, I think from what I heard, like a lot of people are asking, like, what the fuck is going on? But it's just, obviously there's pressures in certain places, so there's nothing they can do at the moment. But you're only at college for 2 years, so as long as another cat doesn't come along, I guess they could just be like, "Well, that was an era."
Yeah, yeah. Get rid of the fucking cat. Well,
So
hopefully,
that happened.
is it a he or she?
I
He,
believe it's
yeah.
he. I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
was gonna
think
say,
it's a
well,
boy.
hopefully it doesn't have any a litter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a litter of cats. There we
That's
go.
it.
But yeah, no, that is certainly a side of schools that has changed since I was at school. That's for sure. But yeah, crazy.
I just, honestly like the amount of pandering that happens now because my partner works at a school. It's not college, it's high school. But I'd just be if I was working there, I'd be sacked within 2 minutes. I just
Well,
can't
isn't it even
deal
like
with the
like
level.
discipline, and they can't even be told off really now,
No,
can they? Any
no,
students, nothing.
no.
What's more?
There's a kid who likes to basically. There's a kid that I've heard about that likes to say that they beat people up outside of school, and
Right.
from what I've heard, you can't question them on if they actually do that. That's how bad it gets. Like with the risk of basically offending them.
Yeah, that's nuts.
We're fucked, aren't we? Everything's like because if
Good night.
that keeps on going, I mean, you just hope that if that keeps on going, we're just gonna have a like a world where people like if there's no discipline unless they're getting it home, which hopefully they do. There'll be no people. Yeah, like that will just keep going through.
Yeah.
Like people won't want to work, do jobs because it's like it's preparing you for the real world. If
Yeah,
you're out in the real
because
world,
they won't have been told what to do or what not to do, what they
yeah,
can't do, and so you'll just have a generation of people that just have never been told no.
yeah,
And
and
from
that's not good
experience of
for anything.
meeting people that have never been told no, they are the fucking worst.
Yeah,
You know, like there's too many people in the world that haven't had a little slap round the chops.
That's it.
yeah, it's
Fucking
not. I mean,
hell.
you hope that there's still a load of good parents out there that and this is the minority, but yeah, it's not good, is it? It's not good. Like it's not like when you have to pander and pander all the time.
Mm.
That's what they say about the how you fuck generations, don't you? Like society
Yeah.
degrades.
Yeah, it was. It's the strong men make
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say that
easy
quote, but I couldn't remember
times.
it.
Easy times make it's like soft men or something like that. Soft
Yeah,
men
is
make
it? Yeah,
hard times.
yeah,
Hard times make strong men. So it's like
yeah, yeah.
it's
It's a
cyclical.
circle. Yeah, yeah.
But as World War III coming up, so that should
Sort it out.
strengthen everyone's resolve.
Can you
Although
imagine
the
just on the
famous
battlefield?
quote of Einstein was it Einstein who said this is a bit one of them. It's probably like Gandhi or someone I don't know. But it's like World War III will be fought with like technology and nuclear warheads, etc., and World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and then we just begin again.
Imagine just on the battlefield, you just got designated fucking litter trays for all the
That's it.
soldiers who identify
Well,
as
no,
Yeah,
cats.
all that's
catwalk.
left are people that identify as cats, and then the next shit, like the whole of humanity going forward, with like cat hybrids. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. To be fair. I do
Yeah.
love cats.
Yeah.
Cats are great.
Oh, our cat's been missing for 12 days.
No.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it's never gone that long. So we've put posters out, found the vets, and yep, he's.
Yeah.
Don't think he's coming back, unfortunately.
Hopefully it
Well,
does.
my had a cat that went missing. Turns out it made a new home about 3 roads down, and just spotted him like 5 years later.
Yeah, I have
What?
heard. Yeah, I have heard that they can do that. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's just unlike it. Like it's been around the area, and because obviously we moved, people knew him from the other side. So yeah, we haven't had any calls or anything. So he's just disappeared. Which is worrying.
Yeah, oh, that's sad. Well, hopefully he
Yeah.
turns up, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. More for the kids. Obviously, I'm
Yeah,
alright,
yeah,
but
of
it's
course.
bit of a shame for them because
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's got a little. There's two of them, so he's got his brother.
yeah.
So
Uh,
I don't know whether he's sad or whether he's actually that bothered. To be honest, I'm not too sure about cats.
I don't really know with cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got two brother cats, and if one of them went missing, I'd actually think that the other one killed him. To be honest,
yeah.
because they're savages to each other for some
Yeah.
reason. It's like,
Yeah,
just
these
get
have
on,
been.
man.
They've got on time to time, but they can be savages. So I'm not actually sure if he's that bothered.
Less competition for food, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Bless
Oh,
him.
someone said it may have gone to college.
He's identifying as a human.
Yeah, you could thank Kez for that.
He's gone and got married, and he's at college.
Jeez.
Oh man,
That's a fucking good shout. That was.
Yeah, schools are strange.
Yeah.
This episode is definitely going to have to be like the thumbnail's going to have to be changed, but it's what it is, isn't it?
What was the
Well,
thumbnail?
unless we go now for what
We could
we're
do, I
doing.
suppose. We've got like 20-ish minutes left.
Can
It was
we beat
about
Extinction? I think the
Yeah.
question is not can we beat it, do we want to beat it?
yes.
Hit
It's-
the red button.
Someone probably is right this second. Literally just done.
Yeah. So what is this about? Is something happening? Are we going to die?
So I didn't want it to be like all doom and gloom. So it's nothing like on the horizon other than the obvious World War III nuclear warheads flying at our fucking faces. It's a bit of a trick question, really, because the whole article that I got up to read is basically for the eventuality that we go extinct, then something could possibly rebuild a human from what they've created. In this, basically just written down all the information and stuff that you need to create a human, and it is apparently one of the most indestructible pieces of. I think it's a crystal or something. It's engraved in a crystal. So the idea is, it should be phrased as, can we be resurrected or can we be rebuilt again after
What?
extinction?
So
Not
someone's
necessarily.
made instructions on how to make us.
Yeah,
But who would that be for?
for whether it be another
AI.
Yeah. alien, AI, robots, whatever in the
What?
future,
That's a fucking epic idea.
isn't it? And
That's awesome.
whereas they've got like a cave in Austria, a salt cave in Austria, where the Memory of Mankind archive, which is basically like a time capsule, that's where the crystal's been stored. It's crazy. But yeah, I'll read the article
This is
out and
awesome.
obviously let's go. I'll put it on screen at the same time, just so you can see a picture of it there. That is the crystal. It's
What?
got that is the crystal thing that they're storing in the
That's
cave in
so cool.
Austria.
That's a University of Southampton.
Yeah, they created it.
Nice.
Yeah. DNA stored on crystal could bring back humanity billions of years after extinction. The University of Southampton has etched the human genome on a crystal which is capable of lasting billions of years, potentially long after we become extinct. And that's obviously a picture of it there. For the audio listeners, it's basically like a crystal disc, and you can see etchings of like a DNA strand, a basically outline of a male and female of what we look like, average. And then I don't know what all this stuff is here, like this white stuff. I'm guessing that's some sort of data. It's got loads of terabytes of data on this. It
Has
doesn't
it?
look like it has, but it has apparently. So British scientists have stored DNA information from an entire human on a crystal, which could be used to bring back humanity if we become extinct. The team from the University of Southampton's Optoelectronics Research Centre used lasers to inscribe the data on a 5D crystal. I didn't even know that was possible. What the fuck's 5D? Which they said can survive for billions of years. Unlike other storage formats, it does not degrade over time. In a statement, the university described the crystal, equivalent to fused quartz, as one of the most chemically and thermally durable materials on Earth. It can withstand massive forces, extreme temperatures, and exposure to cosmic radiation. The team at Southampton, led by Professor Peter Krasinski, used ultra-fast lasers to imprint data about the human genome, representing the entire set of DNA instructions found in a cell. A spokesman for the university said, unlike marking only on the surface of a 2D piece of paper or magnetic tape, this method of encoding uses 2 optical dimensions and 3 spatial coordinates to write throughout the material, hence the 5D in its name. The team hope it could be used in the future to record the genomes of endangered plant and animal species which are faced with extinction.
That's cool.
You got a picture there of the salt mine in which the Memory of Mankind archive is situated. And it's just got a big board basically explaining whoever finds it, whether it be human, different species altogether, alien, I don't know, what it pertains to. I'm guessing,
That's
is
so
it
cool.
looks like it's all English. I don't know. Oh no, there is other languages on it. So as long as they speak some language that we formed, that'll be all right. But there is a catch. It is not currently possible to synthetically create humans, plants, and animals using genetic information alone. Professor Krasinski said the longevity of the 5D crystal meant that information would be available if DNA advances were ever made. He said, "We know from the work of others that genetic material of simple organisms can be synthesized and used in existing cell to create a viable living specimen in a lab. The 5D memory crystal opens up possibilities for other researchers to build an everlasting repository of genomic information from which complex organisms like plants and animals might be restored, should science in the future allow." The crystal includes a visual key to show details about what data is stored inside and how it could be used by a future intelligence, species, or machine to create a human. The key shows the universal elements hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen, the 4 bases of DNA molecule adenine, cytosine, and guanine. Oh, these I'm going to fuck these up. Guanine and thymine, which their molecular structure, their placement in the double helix structure of DNA, and how genes position into a chromosome, which can then be inserted into a cell. The crystal has been stored in the Memory of Mankind archive, a special time capsule within a salt cave in Hallstatt in Austria. 5D memory crystals can store up to 360 terabytes of information. I'm going to say that again. 360 terabytes. My fucking 2 terabyte drive is like this fucking size.
That's
And they can
insane.
fit it onto a crystal that fits between your index finger and your thumb. 360 terabytes of information, and the format was awarded the Guinness World Record for the most durable data storage material in 2014. So that is how we could possibly be resurrected is probably the better word.
Oh, so there's
Just
like
by using that.
instructions on how to make us. That's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the most likely scenario is, whether it be AI, aliens, don't know. But there's a good chance they'll come across it.
Have you ever? It's kind of relating to this. Have you ever seen the stuff about the Chill Bolton crop circle?
No.
I don't think I have.
So that was that's like a famous crop circle that is basically how can I explain it? Let me quickly Google it to get the right information. There was a astronomer that set up all this code like designed for aliens. So it's like a set of a bit like this, a set of instructions about human code and just
Oh, yeah.
and different things, and it got sent out. To obviously into space to eventually hit someone, and then this overnight this crop circle appeared, and it looked to be exactly that. Like that, it was all overnight, and they were like, but it was perfect. Like that, it's all squares. It's like I watched a documentary on it. And it was insane. They were like, "How's someone done this?" Like they couldn't. They've got cameras everywhere, and there's no like detection of a night, and it's a perfect. But then once they took pictures of it, because from the floor you couldn't see it, and then but overhead they took aerial pictures. You can Google it if you Google. I don't know if it'll show an image. Might we have to get it up, Lars?
Yeah,
The
there's quite a few images, but I don't know which
so
one.
the Chill Bolton.
These are the ones that I've got. Yeah.
Let's have a look what you got. Yeah, so there's like a face, and then that one there is a code, and it's like a famous code that we sent off into space. But then when they put it all in the computer, it wasn't the code, it was a reply to the code.
What?
Oh, okay.
They'd actually changed. So the one on the left is the crop circle. So click that one up again, Lars, that you just had.
But the one I just had, this one.
Yeah. So the one on the left is the crop circle. The one on the right is the code. And I think
Oh,
the bit down the middle is a DNA sequence, but they actually got it wrong when they sent it out. They one of the blocks was wrong, and in the reply
it
they
corrected.
adjusted it and corrected it. And then there's stuff in there about so or each line, it's like binary code. Each line like says something, and so they've copied some of it, but then they've replied. So like that one there is like how we look, and then it's that they've put one back how they look, and then it's about the one there is about our
my
machinery, and then that one at the bottom is about their machinery. So they're saying it's either like a genius hoax reply. So first of all, the information that was given was like genius as a reply, but then also someone had to do it overnight, and then it had like it had plant experts on there, and they say that like I think something like 70% of the crop circles that are genuine, you couldn't actually do them because the crops they actually break and form a bond. Like it comes up from the earth rather than it being actually
Yeah.
someone making it with planks. It's grown and weaved in separately. And then there's also as well, which they can't explain. They're called ghost crops, and it's so the crop circle happens, and then they go over the field, and then it comes back, and then they go over it again, and it still comes back, and it's unexplainable. They can't explain how this could happen. Like,
Jesus.
so yeah, it's really like this. What it's really interesting that I always thought crop circles were just all bollocks, if I'm honest. But when you watch this documentary, it's on Amazon, and I think it is
What's it called? Sorry, this
I think it's
case.
called the Chill Bolton crop circle. But yeah, it's fascinating. It's just like, I mean, the level of sophistication
Yeah.
to have done this.
Mm.
But as well, so like that field as well, it's all on uneven ground, but overhead it's perfect squares, perfect. But so they're saying to make that from the floor, you'd have to allocate for all those angles.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's uneven
Yeah.
ground, so
Yeah.
it's not just you measure it out as a square, because from above a square, if the land's tilting down, it would be a different shape. So it's shaped differently on the floor to the overhead picture, which is again
Mad.
like to work all that out and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad. But yeah, a few of them there's been a few fake ones, crop circles, and then they've like gone and researched how they did it, and like some of them it takes like 80 people, like 2 or 3 weeks to make it and do it all. And then they're like some of the most advanced ones that have just popped up overnight. They're like, well, if it was to be fake, it would require hundreds of people with like very sophisticated instruments, because on some of them the like or the hay or the crop or whatever, it's not actually broken, it's just weaved. It's like weaved round, so you'd have to
Yeah.
like place every bit and not break it, and there's no weight gone on it. Yeah, it's mad. It's almost they say almost it's like it comes up from the earth. Or-
Wow.
yeah, and there's other bits where they've filmed and they've got little bits flying around that apparently do stuff. But yeah, I was never that interested in it. But after watching that documentary, I was like, man, that's super interesting.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah,
heard about it before.
Yeah, yeah. The fact that it's a reply as well was
Yeah,
just
that's
when I
what.
saw that code that you said, it just reminded me of that.
Yeah, that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. That's insane. I'll definitely have to find this documentary. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, watch it because it's
Yeah,
like you watch it and you're like, I mean, again, I don't know enough about it, but the only proof that they've got that people have done it was like two guys that said, "Oh yeah, we did them all," but they didn't have any proof, and the media were just like, "Oh yeah, it's just these two guys doing it. It was a hoaxer," but they haven't, they just kind of did it. The response was that they just did it to get a load of fame because they
yeah,
couldn't just do it with a plank. It's kind of impossible. And even this, the fact that they did all the adjustments, they would have to
yeah.
know about the code and it being sent out. The fact it was done next to like I think an RAF base or something. Yeah, it's
No.
crazy.
What's the thing in the middle?
Oh, that was that was another one that was next to it. That was just yeah, some sort of obviously like picture or painting
Face.
or something.
Yeah.
But face, yeah, I don't know if they go into that in the documentary. They might do.
Mad.
Let me have a quick look. Oh yeah, so quickly on the so the first line is the numbers 1 to 10. The second line is anatomic numbers of key elements in DNA, which the response was when they changed it. Third one is the representation of human beings. The fourth one's a DNA structure. The fifth one is a depiction of our solar system, and then the sixth one is a representation of the Arecibo telescope. Don't know if I pronounced that right.
Nice.
That's fucking insane. That's so cool. That is
Yeah,
so
mental.
cool. Isn't it?
I mean, if it were to be something that was done by someone rather than something,
Mm.
the precision that would have had to
Oh,
have been on display there. Just because
it,
it's not like a circular shape, like most crop circles are like just big circle shapes formed inside rings of a
yeah.
circle. And like this one is just like every different conceivable shape and angle that you could even think about.
And perfectly correct. Like even to the point where they responded to the DNA structure and
mm,
actually made it right on a crop
Yeah.
circle, not on a piece of paper. I'm just
yeah,
going to see how big it was. I want to see the scale of it. It was approximately 75 feet, so
Jesus Christ.
okay.
23 meters wide. Sorry, and 120 and 36 meters long. I don't know how big's a football pitch.
That's fucking insane.
Mm. I've never heard
Just
of it before. Strange.
no, mate, just randomly I thought I'd watch it. So it's that doesn't help. The length of a football pitch is 100 meters by 68 meters. That seems too big. But anyway, yeah, you can get the grasp of it by that.
Yeah.
It's a pretty goddamn big. And to obviously make all those squares actually perfect and mean something is pretty mad.
Yeah, that's insane. We are not alone.
No, yeah, I mean, when you look at evidence to suggest that we're not like that documentary and that the people on it was pretty compelling that there was a reply.
Mm. Yeah, Scott just said Alien Banksy.
I know, yeah.
Thanks for your super chat as well, Scott. Member for 43 months. What an absolute real one. Jesus.
Jeez,
Yeah. So just like looking at it, I just can't. You can't really explain other than it being just looking at it, being made by something that's I don't know.
Because Could you Google
overnight as
like
well.
yeah, craziest unexplained crop circles, like not ones that have been claimed.
What did you want me to do, son?
Just Google like craziest crop circles. I know obviously there are people that do these professionally, but there are some that
There are some are insane, but that's like the saying. Some of the most intricate ones would have taken like
so
weeks
long.
and weeks to do. Also, the
Yeah.
ghost phenomenon. Have you seen that?
Oh
Like
yeah,
ghost,
yeah. What were you saying
it's,
about that? The
it's
ghost crop circles.
ghost crop circles. It literally the image, the ghost crop circle. So when they farm the field, don't know, you can type it in Google. When they farm the field and go over it, and obviously get all their crops, the image comes back through.
Oh man.
Comes back in. So like if you type it through Google, and they've done experiments. They've done like they've put it to like specialists in universities and different scientists, and they're like, for it to come through once, it could be like there could be a slight possibility where the crop's been damaged, and like that may explain it, but it doesn't really. They were kind of like,
Yeah.
but there's one where there was a couple where it's come through 3 times, and that's unexplainable. They don't know how that would happen. They don't know how it would keep coming through, because there's nothing that would. Yeah, so the image just stays there. Like the only thing you could maybe if you put some sort of chemical on it, but they've tested all this stuff for chemicals and different things, and it hasn't had it on there.
That's crazy.
Mm.
Weird, isn't it? Yeah, it's almost like it's some sort of energy.
Yeah.
There's a video apparently of one. There's a video of one being made, and it's like these light things buzzing around, and yeah, like real time, and someone filmed it, and then there was a crop circle there, so they think it is
Oh my god.
real phage.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This is what come up when I search craziest crop circles.
No, it's mad, isn't it? The thing is as well, though, what's really compelling about it is that because of the undulating ground, it's all different. Like to get a perfect circle,
Yeah.
so difficult. You could only do it from above. You know, you to do it on the ground, like to get a perfect circle on a hill that's going down, near on impossible. But look, some of these have got multiple circles and different things on all ground that moves. Yeah, super interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
It's crazy.
I mean, if you look at a tractor, have you seen Jeremy Clarkson?
Yeah,
Have you
Clarkson.
seen, have you seen him just trying to get a straight line?
Yeah.
And the farmers have to they you know they're doing it for years and years to get a straight line through the crops. Like one's just straight line in a tractor.
Yeah.
And yet you've got these images and circles. It's like, unless someone's got some sort of like advanced machinery that they just go in and do it, like how are they doing it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's so interesting. It's a very interesting phenomenon.
I'll definitely have to give that documentary.
I saw it and I pressed play, and it got me in a couple of minutes. I was like, oh wow, this would be interesting. But it's good.
Nice. Well, I think it's a nice place to end.
Yeah.
So we're probably not alone, which is good, because when we do become extinct, we can be resurrected from that crystal. That's all good. It's all good. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us. Thanks for boys coming back to do a group one. It's been nice doing a group one.
It's
been it's been a long time.
For sure. I can't believe how long it's been. That's mad.
Yeah, July the 4th. Jesus Christ. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for listening wherever you are. I hope you're having a great day, and you continue to do so. We'll see you in the next one. Up the APMA. Bye bye for now. See you.